Greetings. I'm Mr. Grimreaper 512 with Dark Knight 987.
Hello.
And welcome to another edition of Rip from the Silverscreen. Tonight, we're going to take a look at the 1992 classic, Army of Darkness. And guys, sorry about that. I have to do that all the time whenever I do this. I apologize. But we're going to take a look at the 1992 classic, Army of Darkness.
Yes.
Now, of course, you know, Bruce Campbell is back.
And as usual,
Sam Raimi is the director.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about this a little when we were on the phone together.
That's right.
For Evil Dead 2.
That's right.
Army of Darkness takes place right after the events of Evil Dead 2.
Part 2, yes.
And when towards the end of Evil Dead 2, he travels back in time to the Middle Ages,
right?
To the Dark Ages, whatever you want to call it. And just a recap of what happened at the end of Evil Dead 2. A bunch of stuff went down.
For real.
Bunch of hell went down. So
didn't Cece? Really? He's laying on that bed.
Huh?
Cece is laying on that bed. He's chilling like a villain.
That's alright.
That's fine. Well, anyway.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, anyway, so at the end of part 2, we remember I believe what was her name? Not Linda. The daughter of Professor Noe and Ash are... Okay, she read from the pages, basically. Mm-hmm. And ended up unleashing...
We got it here. Okay, so at the end...
Annie.
Yeah, Annie.
So she reads the book to stop the evil, but what happened was it opened up a portal. A
portal to the 13th century.
That's right. So Ash goes in, and he comes out, and he sees all these knights, and wonder what's going on. They're thinking that he's like,
he's a deadite.
But the other guy shows up, he ends up shooting it, and they all say hail, and he at the end says no, and so that's where this Army of Darkness takes place. After that, so basically now we're back in time.
So yeah.
So Ash here he gets captured by Lord Arthur's men, who expect him to be working for their rival by the name of Duke Henry, and they're who Arthur is feuding with during this time. So they enslave him, capture him, they take everything, they throw him into a pit where they expect him to be killed, but he kills the dead instead, and he regains his weapons and stuff, and he tells him that I'm not a deadite. I want to get back home. What do I need to do? And so this is where a crazy adventure for Ash begins.
So yeah, he meets a individual. This is when the funny shit happens.
Yes.
He meets an individual, like after he defeats a deadite. After he defeats a deadite, he grows attached to an individual by the name of Sheila. Now, if you don't know who Sheila is, Sheila is supposed to be, I guess she's the sister of one of the fallen knights.
Yep, I believe.
Stuff like that. So yeah, he defeats he kills off a deadite who and according to the wise, he meets up with this wise man.
The wise man,
played by Ian Abercrombie.
Yep.
Abercrombie's bitch. I'm kidding. If you don't understand that reference, you haven't seen a whole lot of mine.
Anyways, the wise man played by Ian Abercrombie.
Yeah. So.
Crazy, bro. He's crazy. We're sorry.
So. He meets up with wise man Ian Abercrombie's bitch, who plays the wise man in this movie,
right?
And he tells him the only way for Ash to return to his time
Is to get
the Necronomicon Ex Mortis.
aka the Book of the Dead.
And then Ash has to recite
3 words.
3 simple words.
Klaatu, Venerata, Nectu. Mm-hmm. Simple, right?
And if those words are,
Venerata, Nectu.
if they sound familiar, well, they should, because they got it from this movie, The Day the Earth Stood Still,
That's
the 1951 version, which we'll talk about later on.
Indeed.
Well, probably not this one. Probably not the 1951 one, but we'll do the 2008 one.
From that, they were using, and what I didn't know was too. I played the Spider-Man 2 game. Now, in this, there's a level where you play when you face Mysterio, or you have to say there's a level you have to say reporters in a theater that's on fire from Mysterio, and as you're doing that, you hear Mysterio say those
Klaatu,
3.
Barata,
Yes, because Sam Raimi, of course, is the director of the movie. But anyway, so those are some words he had to say before taking the book. And they wanted him to repeat them so he can remember them. But he says, no, I got him. I got your damn words. What happens? He
couldn't fucking say the words the right goddamn way. Are you kidding me?
So one of the funny parts, I still laugh at this when he goes, Klaatu, Rata.
Oh, God.
That was just, anyway, so he forgets it. And all hell starts breaking loose. The dead started coming to life, like Wise Man said in the movie. And that's the movie book, the Dead Book.
Yeah.
So now that leads to Ash having to try to train these knights, band them together to fight. Well, Army of Darkness, led by Evil
Ash.
Ash, yes.
What did you think of how they did with him, Evil Ash?
Man. But I remember when he first came out of his shoulder and the way it was. Oh my god!
Oh man, that's just.
Here's something you don't do. When that's his shotgun, you don't taunt him.
No.
You know, good little douches. Well.
No. So, Ash, as the bumbling moron that he is, does not read the words right.
Nope.
So the dead begin to walk the earth.
The Deadites arrive.
Yeah. So then they go so I guess, does the chick get the what's her name again? Sheila?
She gets...
Does she get kidnapped in the movie?
She does. He gets taken by the Deadites to Evil Ash, who kisses her and turns her into, evil.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then they finally go back to the castle. They have to band together, and they even have Henry the Red and his men come help, which is really neat. And they fight the Army of Darkness. Now, what's so cool about this is, when you see the scenes where the army, the skeletons are walking everything up to the castle. Yeah. That was what's so neat, because I'm watching behind the scenes about that. A lot of animatronics to make them walk. The effects of this movie was so great to me. The way how they make the skeletons, the Deadites walk toward the castle, it was used greatly. The way they did that was amazing, and you can't find animatronics like that than an Army of Darkness, really.
Yeah, so according to this, it was introversion process.
Yes.
It was a tribute to the stop motion animation work of Ray Harryhausen. I don't know who that is.
Me neither.
Okay, so Intervision uses, according to this, Intervision uses front projected images with live actors instead of traditional near projections that Harryhausen and others use. Intervision blended components with realistic looking results. To achieve this effect, Raimi used 60-foot tall Scotch light front projection screens, miniature and background plates. And that's what it's.
That's what that is. Yes. So the way that is done in the film, the way you can see to bring it to light, to make it look like they're walking on their own, is just well done, well used, well done.
Yeah. We'll get into discussion about the controversy with the background of the post production.
We'll talk about that in a little bit,
because I'm kind of getting pissed off with that. Reading this, but we'll talk about that later. Okay. Okay. So those of you who may have, and Danny Elfman wrote March of the Dead. Wrote the March of the Dead theme to Army of Darkness.
Yes,
What did you think of that theme?
March of the Dead. Oh,
I think that it was. Because I know Joseph DeLuca worked on. I think he also worked the music for this too.
Yes.
If I remember correctly. But what did you think of the music in the film?
Well, I mean, the music to me, I mean, they all the right spots. The music was,
Yeah.
it was,
I thought the music was pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Thank you. Pretty good.
But let me see here. There's a couple of things here. Let's see. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about the. Let's talk about the original ending.
Sure.
Okay, so according to this, Ash miscounts the amount of potion needed to be able to correctly return to his own time. As a result, he wakes up in a post-apocalyptic future where human civilization is destroyed, and he screams in dismay at having overslept. Universal Pictures objected to this climax, feeling that it was too negative in tone, and a more optimistic ending was filmed and ultimately incorporated into the theatrical cut.
That's right.
Which, at the end of the version they're talking about, he goes back to his present day.
Yeah, see that? And
to present time.
Yeah.
Ash recounts the story to a fellow employee at S-Mart. And then we see Deadite. Ash. Yeah, Ash went nuts on it, trying to kill it with a Winchester rifle, as he calls it, boomstick. Yeah.
In the store, of course.
Yeah. And he...
the King Baby.
Yeah, that's the last thing he says in the movie. So, that's the ending of Ash vs. Evil Dead. That's how it...
Army of Darkness.
Yeah, Army of Darkness, yes.
It's alright, I had an off night, folks, forget us.
Yeah, sorry.
So that was the original ending. Now, that was the ending. Now, the original was when they were going to say, he's going to oversleep and wake up to where basically everybody's gone. Everything is gone.
Yeah.
And... Now, that to me would kind of been a good ending. I mean, what if that were to be the case?
But I think what they were trying to go for a much lighter tone,
right?
For the movie, I would have loved it if they would have just. I would have loved it if they would have just if they kept that original ending. Yes, I would have.
Cleo, come on. Cleo. Come here, Cleo. Come on.
Anyway, sorry.
Cleo.
Sorry about that, guys.
We're trying to do
But anyway, I think the original ending would have worked.
What if?
But I think they were going. I think the reason why they had to cut it was because they wanted to go for like a lighter tone or something like that of that nature.
Yeah. So that's basically what they. So that's why they used that, where he, goes back to his time and whatever. So, but yeah, again, to me, this was a good movie. Like I said, I've been a fan of Evil Dead since my older brother showed it to me, like I mentioned on the phone in the first when we talked about the first film. And in the beginning, I thought, I didn't know these the first next two, the part 2 and this one were more funny than scary. Right, and the first one was a little scary, but so. So all to me, this was a good movie. I enjoyed it, and I saw both the endings, with the movie, and then of course, alternative you can select in the menu. You can select to watch the alternate.
Yeah.
And so I had done that. I think all in all, this movie is a classic. That's just my opinion. I think it was a good movie.
Yeah, there is some cheesy moments.
Yeah.
that was the 90s and
that was
the show.
Exactly.
And but even still, this movie still holds up.
Yes, it does.
After years.
Yeah.
And I loved it. Every Halloween when it comes on, I would watch it and laugh my ass off.
Same here. That's part of my Halloween scary movie watching experience. Every October.
Okay, so now that we've talked about the movie, let's talk about the bullshit controversy.
Yes, that's what.
That happened during post-production. Okay, so let me see here.
Let's see here.
There was a dispute, apparently, between Sam Raimi and Universal Pictures.
Right.
Universal wanted to go their own way. Wanted to, you know how these son of a bitches, scumbag motherfuckers want to do shit.
Exactly.
And
excuse me.
Okay, so while they love the film, Dino De Laurentiis gave Raimi and his crew freedom to shoot the film any way they wanted. But it's that situation where the studio has to take over and destroy and try to put their own mark on the film, which is not good.
Nope.
At all. We've seen this time and time again with other films. We've seen this time and time again with these other films and stuff like that. And it's bullshit.
It is.
It's bullshit. That I would have loved to see that much darker ending. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
right. I agree with you. So yeah, they can see here.
Okay, so Universal was not happy with Raimi's cut because it did not like his original ending, which they felt it was negative. It was kind of a dark tone, like it brought up a darker tone. I would have loved to have seen the original ending,
of course,
and stuff like that. So the new ending. Portion. Ash is Gauze causes him to oversleep, and when he wakes up, he's they're talking about the other ending.
Okay.
In this ending portion, Ash is giving causes him
to oversleep.
Yeah.
And he wakes up in a futuristic place by the wasteland. But and then more of the ending was shot a month later in a lumber store in Malibu, California.
Yeah.
So as you can see.
But 2 months later, after principal filming was finished, a round of reshoots began in Santa Monica and involved Ash in the windmill and the scenes of Bridget Fonda. Raimi recalls quoting, quote, "Actually, I kind of like the fact that there were two endings. There are two endings. That in one alternate universe, Bruce is screwed. In another universe, he's some cheesy hero."
Right.
So it did kind of work out for them after all.
Yeah, it did.
But so yeah, okay, so let's talk about the PG-13 rating.
Yes.
That they gave it.
Yeah.
Which was stupid. First of all, Ash vs. Evil Dead, it's not for kids.
It's not.
It's not a kids movie at all.
No, it is not.
Not in the least. But I think this is when PG was actually PG.
Yeah.
Not the bullshit PG version stuff that you see today.
No.
The kiddie PG crap that you see today. And I think movies are getting ruined because of that reason.
Exactly.
Movies are getting ruined because of the PG aspect.
Yeah, you see, kids have their own movies to do.
Yeah.
They make kid movies for kids. But what about the
That's the rated G.
G's now.
The G rating.
Now there's movies for adults. That's us. It's like they're taking movies for adults and trying to make them, for kids.
Yeah.
Well, it should be where you should be knowing that movies for adults are for adults. What does that take? It takes the fun out of it.
Yeah,
it takes the fun, and it takes. I would say it takes time. It just takes it takes it away from adults to watch their own movies. Why would you make something that's for adults only to for now trying to make it for kids.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because back then, PG used to mean something.
Yeah.
Back when we were growing up, PG
Excuse me.
PG meant parental guidance, which means your mom or your dad or both parents, adult, had to come with you to go see the movie, go see a movie.
That's right.
And stuff like that. PG now is ruining movies because of the crappy bullshit that they fucking do. Because of the stupid shit that they like. How the hell are you gonna make a horror movie PG with no fucking gore in it?
Yeah,
that's stupid.
That takes the blood out of the horror. See, horror is all about blood, and of course, slashers, killers. It's about gore. It's about how violent it is, how disturbing or sick it is. That's what horror films are about.
Later on down the line, I'm gonna get to another movie. I'm gonna get to a PG horror film that I hated, called The Bye Men, which is fucking stupid.
Yeah, well.
And I'll get that. I'll probably next year when I do this again, when we do Ripped from the Silverscreen, we'll talk about Bye Man.
Yeah, that's one of the new ones there. But so basically, horror movies are supposed to be scary and gory and violent, a lot of blood, scream, whatever you have.
Yeah.
You put PG in that. That takes that away.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work, and it doesn't work. All of that out from. So what's the point of making a horror movie? You can make it PG. It takes all that out. It takes out all the fun. Really
involved. It takes out the horror aspect.
Exactly.
When you do that, you ruin a good horror film. When you do that, like these other movies, like the fucking. I'll give you a good example. Truth or Dare.
Oh yeah.
They made it PG. They made it a PG-13 movie, which is fucking god awful. It was a god awful movie. I gave that piece of shit a 0 out of 10 when I did my review because it was a piece of shit. It was a piece of shit movie. Why are you gonna make a horror movie? First of all, you're making a horror movie out of a fucking children's game.
An old game that was played since a long time ago.
Since the dawn of time. You're gonna make a shitty horror film, but does not have any aspect whatsoever. Does not have no story whatsoever. It's a shit-tastic fucking movie, and I'm glad I gave it a 0.
Yeah.
Because it was garbage. It was complete utter garbage. And I'm pretty sure some of you would probably agree with me.
Yes, indeed.
And he does too.
I do.
But yeah, the studio, when the studio gets his hands on a film, they could either make or break a film.
Exactly.
This has been the catalyst of Hollywood films nowadays.
Exactly.
The studio has to get involved over stupid shit.
Yes.
And that's what kind of hurt this movie a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what kind of hurt Army of Darkness. But I'm still going to give it a 10 out of 10. You damn right. Me and him both love this movie.
That's right.
Even though the studio bullshit was involved, we're still going to give it a 10 out of 10 because this movie's still hilarious. Still holds up since 1992, since the 93, 92, whatever, 93. I don't know. I don't know which.
Excuse you.
Thank you. Sorry. But I think this movie still holds up. It's still hilarious.
It is.
It's still funny.
Yeah.
It has funny moments in it. And Ash is being Ash.
As always.
So, yeah. I love the movie.
I did too.
I hate the fact that studios have to get involved with stuff, with stupid things, and it just makes me mad. So let us know in the comments down below what you guys thought about.
That's right.
Army of Darkness. We got 2 more reviews to give you guys tonight, and that'll be the end of it.
That's right.
For Dark 987, I am as always Mr. Grimreaper 2, and I will see you on the afterlife.
Peace.